If I offered you a beef burger but told you no animal had to die for it, would you eat it? Or would that be too weird? We're Clean Meat Alliance, and we went out to Seattle Center to ask people what they think about the future of food. Let's get into it.
So we are having this conversation on behalf of Clean Meat Alliance. We are a nonprofit 501c3 dedicated to funding alternatives to factory farming, one of which is cultivated meat. So I know you've already heard one of the previous conversations, so I'm curious to know off the bat, first, how do you feel about factory farming?
Obviously it's a problem, but it's a solution for the shortage of food, and
Yeah.
so I think there are companies out there who do it organically and ethically, and so I think it's okay as long
Yeah.
as there are some safeguards.
Yeah.
But I also do understand you need alternative solutions,
Yeah.
and so I do see.
Yeah, you're right. I honestly, so there are a lot of great companies out there that are organic and sustainable, and they're generally those small local farms, right? But the problem is there seem to be a couple big companies generally that are backed by the government that have horrible conditions for the animals, the environment. They use a lot of land, and they have these facilities called CAFOs, concentrated animal feeding operations, that generally stuff a lot of animals, pigs and chickens usually, into very small environments. And this leads to a lot of not only animal suffering, but water pollution, land pollution. A lot of the locals hate it.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's definitely not a good environment, right? I mean, it just seems like it's just a lot of stuff and breeding ground for diseases, and using antibiotics creates resistance, and there's a lot of issues with it. But I don't think you can completely eliminate that industry.
Yes.
Firstly, I mean, it obviously provides jobs to a lot of people. And secondly, I think, unfortunately, the ethical point of genetically engineering meat is something that I feel like you should be super cautious about it, because it's actual life that you're cloning.
Yeah.
You're making, and that's going to be edible.
Yeah.
So to me, it seems like you start with chicken, you go to fish, or you go to beef, and then what's next? Somebody wants to, start cloning humans and like the taste of humans. It kind of opens this huge Pandora's box.
So believe it or not, about half the companies that operate do not do any genetic modification at all. So all they do for the process of creating cultivated meat is they take cells from inside an animal, muscle cells generally, and they grow it in a brewery. So have you seen how beer is brewed in these giant tanks? So they grow them in similar tanks that we call cultivators.
Okay.
And so that meat that's those same muscle tissues that are grown in the cultivator are then stitched together and given to humans. So that is what cultivated, or mixed in like a burger, right? So really it's basically it's real meat that is taken from an animal, not modified, for most of the companies, or half of the companies.
So that's going to be the first clause, that it will not be modified, right?
Half of them.
Was that how corn and sugar, all of that started, right? With
Yes.
good intentions.
You're
and
right.
Then they added stuff to modify
Yes.
to make it super addictive,
Yes.
tasty.
Yeah.
And so somewhere along the line, profits start coming.
You're right.
And then you kind of go away from your
Yes.
intentions.
That's another reason why we're actually doing this as a nonprofit. I think the best way is to try to take away power from some of these corporations and move it more into the public sector. What do you think about that?
So there are no nonprofits so it's a policy issue, like where only companies, big corporations were dealing with this, and now you're trying to give more power to regular, smaller entities?
So what you want to do is shift the power to the public hemisphere, so we are better able to create these solutions that consumers can use on their own end that aren't patented, for example.
Okay.
So if I wanted, I could take muscles from a pig I raised very humanely on my land, or chicken,
Okay.
and cultivate those outside of the chicken, and just have meat for a year instead of having to raise 100 chickens.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, I think it is a crazy future. I agree
Yeah,
with you.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you feel there are any other solutions to factory farming.
I guess, reliance on non-meat-based products, and of course the Beyond Meats and all of that. That's already evolved quite a bit. You know, yeah, I mean, I can't think of any other solutions that are out of the box. Obviously you have a good idea. It's a starter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. It seems like there are a lot of potential solutions, but so far nothing has really kicked off factory farming. It seems like that factory farming has actually grown despite all of these alternatives. Obviously, maybe it hasn't grown as much as it could have. Do you have any particular meats that you in particular love?
No, I have a love-hate relationship with meat. I
I see.
mean, yeah, I want to steer away from meat, but then I do like it when it's cooked well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wish I didn't have to eat meat, but I do because of the taste.
Yeah.
I mean, I eat quite a bit different types of meats. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the reason I asked is if there's
Yeah.
some particular meat you like, there are now companies that are selling
Okay,
some
yeah.
not genetically modified,
Right.
some specific variations of this meat. Would you be willing to try any of these options? Not today, but on your own.
I don't mind trying anything. I've tried a lot of things. Honestly, I didn't want to try before, so I'm
Yeah.
open to it. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Do you have any other questions for me about cultivated meat, about infrastructure, logistics, anything you want to ask?
No, I mean your website, your social media handle, all of those things. Just put all the information out there. I'm
Yep.
sure word will kind of multiply, and it's good to see anything that's enterprising and innovative, right?
Yeah.
We need younger generations to work towards that. So
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, I love good ideas.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was great meeting
Good
you.
luck.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
For the first time ever, Cultivated Meat provides us with the opportunity to help neglected factory farm workers and local communities harassed by those factory farms. For $30 a month, for $20 a month, you can help make this happen. Each of us subscribes to countless media services or music services, but this is different. This actually helps hundreds of billions of creatures and could help billions of human beings if this comes to fruition. Each dollar that you give will be donated directly to fund public research to help make cultivated meat real. We will continue to update you on where that money goes and how that research progresses. Join us on this modern agricultural revolution. I'm with you. I hope you're with me. And it's time to see a sustainable future for all of mankind.